Hey everybody, it's Angel from Halo Inspirations. We give you inspirations to help you spread beauty and joy through your quilting journey. Happy hump day. Whoop whoop. Happy Wednesday to each of you. I hope I'm finding you with joy in your heart and lots of quilting time. So this week we are going to go ahead and tackle another embroidery stitch for our crazy quilt. I do have my block. I've done a couple of stitches on the seams with the new stitch, which is the chevron stitch. And we're going to go ahead and keep this moving. This will be a much shorter video than last week for sure. I hope you enjoy it. I'm having too much fun. I'd love to know if you're having fun too. So I will see you guys in just a sec with the chevron stitch. Here we are sitting with my 25 count fabric, and this is a fantabulous place to practice because you have holes to count. So you know when you're going in and out, and you can kind of get the rhythm of what you're doing before you go to your actual project without holes. I will say if you have a fabric with larger holes, it would be even better, but this is what I have. We work with what we have, right guys? Okay, so this week is the chevron stitch. And I'm doing this in a dark green to start with, but I have it pulled through, okay? And we're gonna go with 4s and 2s, okay? Just to make life easy, that's what we're gonna do. So the first thing, we would go over 4, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna come back halfway. So you don't have to do 4, you could do 6. Half is 3. You could do 8. Half is 4. Just so you can get in the middle, okay? And when you're on your fabric, you'll just want to go somewhere, try to keep consistent, and then come out in the whatever the middle area is, okay? And this thread we will put on top. Now sometimes I get this thread confused, so if I do it during the video, you'll get to see how I mess up and how I fix it, okay? So we're going to go ahead and pull it through. So what that does is it gives us a nice stitch, and we come out looking like we're in the middle, okay? And then we're actually going to go down 4, because remember, working in 4s and 2s to make life easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where we're going to want to end. Well, we would go over 4, but we want to just go halfway. So we're going to go over 2. 1, 2. Come up. So that would be the middle, come up where the end would go, okay? And again, we're going to pull this up, this thread right here, and then we're going to pull through. All right. Now, we're going to want to keep this thread down, and we're going to go over the other 2, and we're going to come up where we went in to begin with. So it's back at the middle. All right, making sure this is down and under your needle, we're going to pull through. So what that has done is it's given us a stitch, and it looks like we're coming out in the middle, okay? Now we're going to go back up. So we would go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 should be in line with this, okay? But that's where we want to end. Halfway would be 2, so 1, 2. We're going to go in the hole where halfway would be, and we're going to come out where we'd want to end. This time, we're going to keep the thread down. Okay, so there we have that. Now we're going to go over the other 2 and come back halfway again. So this would be the end stitch, coming back out at the middle. Yeah, I didn't grab it neatly, so that'll be all right. And this time we want to be sure that our fabric is, our thread is going up. Okay, pull that through. We're going to go back down. So we would go down 4. We just want to make sure we're in a straight line and I'm even with the other stitch. This is where we want to come out at. So we're going to go where it would be halfway, which in this example is 2 over, and we're going to come out where we want to come out. We're going to make sure this fabric is, this thread is up, and we're going to pull through. Maybe. There we go. Okay. All right. Now we're going to finish off the stitch down there. So we're going to go, because we're working with 4s and 2s, we go over 2 more, come out where would the middle be. All right. And this time the thread is going to be down. So far I haven't messed it up, but you don't hold your breath. Okay, so we're going to go back up 4. Okay, even with this stitch and even with the stitch below, that's where we want to come out. So we want to come over 2. Okay, come out where we want to come out at, go in halfway, out where we want it to end. Keep this thread down and pull through. Okay, now we're going to finish this top stitch. So we go over to finish the stitch, which in this example is 2, come out at the middle. Okay, making sure this piece is up out of the way, and pull through. Look at that. See what's coming out of this? Isn't that gorgeous? I just love this. All right, so then we would go down 4, or down to make it sure it's even with this, straight with this, and straight with that, wherever that point is. Okay, and that we need to go to the middle, whatever the middle would be, which this is 2. Pull this through where we want it to end and pull through. Okay, go the other half, go to the middle, okay, making sure this thread is down and pull through. It's that easy, guys. All right, so I'm going to grab some beads. That is your chevron stitch, okay? And you can make them wider, you can make them skinnier, you can make them taller, you can make them a lot wider, you can go more than 4. But the idea is all about the middles. Find where you want to end, stitch into the middle, come out where you want to end, okay? It's all about finding those middles. All right, so let me grab some beads and we'll start adding some beads to our stitch. I'll see you in just a sec. Okay, grabbed us a few beads here. So we're going to do a couple of places. I'm going to show you first on the tops and bottoms. It's the same stitch. It's just where you put the bead, okay, and when you put it. All right, so the first one we're going to want to put up here, right? Well, we want to go up first. So remember, we want to be even with the end stitch here and even on the line over here. Okay, this is going to be our ending. So we want to go to the middle, whatever your middle is, and come out where the end would be. Okay, and we're going to pull through. So that's the beginning of the stitch. Okay, now I'm going to add a bead. This is where we would add a bead. So I'm going to put the bead on the needle. I'm going to attempt to hold it there. And I'm going to go to the other end and come up in the middle. Okay. And we want the thread, of course, to be down. No, we don't. We want it to be up. Ooh, almost did it, guys. We want the thread to be up when we do back to the middle. Okay. And then your bead will be on the end. Isn't that cute? So now we go down. So first we got to go down evenly and make sure we're even with this side. Okay. That's our end point. So we want to go where the middle would be. Come out where we want to come out at. All right. Thread is up and we pull through. Now again, we're going to add a bead. Okay, try to keep it on the needle. We're going to come where the end of the stitch is and come up where the middle is. We want our thread to be under and down the needle and pull through. There we go. And now we have a bead. It's starting to look cute. I'll do one more. So first we want to start the stitch. Okay, so it's coming up even with this end, even with that line. That's where we want to come out at. So we go to the middle. Okay, I'm going to make sure this is up and out of the way. Whoops, just came out. Oh, wait, no, we want it to be down. Sorry. So we want to go up, even, over the middle. Okay, and pull through. Okay, last bead we're going to add on this one. So we put the bead on the needle. Okay, go to where the end of the stitch is, come out at the middle. Okay, and this time we want the thread to be up, and we pull through. Boom, there you go. So that's what that'll look like. And you can go, you can do just the tops, you can do just the bottoms, you can alternate colors, so many things you can do. So now I'm going to add a bead in the middle. Okay, so of course we're first going to come down. Oh, well, I can do it here. So let's go ahead and add, we're going to go ahead and add the bead now. Okay, and these ones are a little bit skinnier. I'm going to attempt to do this with 2 of them. I don't know if it'll work. Remember, you can always lay the bead down to see this one will only be 1. Let's just do 1. Let's just play it safe. I'd have to make my chevron bigger if I wanted to add more beads. Okay, that's all you have to do, is just make it go longer and deeper, and then you can add beads, you can add more. All right, so we're going to go down and even. That's where I'm going to want to come out. So I'm going to go to the middle, and I'm going to come out with the needle, go in the middle, come out where I want it to come out at. Okay, and you can actually, if you really want to, place the bead all the way flush if you really wanted to. Okay, the thread is up. We're going to pull through. Okay, and then we would go to the end stitch, come in, come out at the middle, making sure that our other thread is going to be staying down and under the needle, and pull through. So I'll do it again. I'm going to put, now that this stitch is done underneath, I'm going to go ahead and put my bead on, and you can keep it on the needle if you so desire, or you can just put it on there. But I'm going to go up and even with this end stitch and that end stitch. That's where I want to come out. I'm going to find the middle, come out at the end, and this time we want it to be down, pull through. Okay, and finish the stitch by going to the end, come out at the middle, go in at the end, come out at the middle. This time the thread will go up, and we'll pull through. I'll do another one. So we add the bead. Okay, now I'm going to keep it on the needle this time. We're going to come down evenly and across evenly, find the middle, go in the middle, come out where we want it to come out at, thread is up, and we'll pull through. Okay, we'll go in at the end of the stitch, come out, go in at the end, out at the middle. Okay, threads down and pull through. Perfect. So you can add beads just to the center. Okay, now it looks kind of funny Here, I'll do one more. I got one more bead. We'll do one more so you can kind of see. And remember, if you wanted to add more beads, then you just, you know, instead of just one, you could just make them deeper and wider, okay? So we're going to come up evenly with this stitch to where this meets. This is even on this one, even on this one. That's where we want to come out. So we're going to go in where the middle would be, come out at the end, okay? And I might mess this one up. We'll see. I'm going to say pull through. Oh, nope, I was right. All right. One of these times I'm going to show you where I mess up. So then we go to the end of the stitch, come back to the middle. All right. We want this to be up and pull through. So you can see how that's starting to look. Isn't it cute? I just love that. So it's kind of like a like a up and down, right? This is very pretty. All right, so those are your beads. Depending on where you want to put them, how you want to put them, it's all up to you. Again, if you just want to add more beads to the stitch, you make them deeper and wider, okay? I'm doing 4s and 2s. Maybe it's 8 and 4, and you can add 2 beads, okay? But you can measure how far you want to go by putting those beads down on your fabric to see how big of a stitch you'll need, and you can find the middle that easier that way too. So I'm going to go ahead and change the thread color because I want to show you another method that you can do with this simple one. And so I'll see you in just a sec. Last one here. I will tell you, when I started to look at this, I wasn't actually even. I didn't do 4 correctly over, but it'll work itself out. But I want to show you what else you can do. Another little thing that you can do with this chevron. So I've got a lighter green threaded onto my needle. I used a darker green here. You can use the same color. You can use 2 different colors, 2 different shades, whatever you want. There are no rules, right? So I've pulled it through. It should be even with this, but I didn't do it right. So it'll work itself out though, because the rest of them I think are done fine. But I'm going to go, now I'm starting at the bottom here, okay, because we had a beginning on the top. So now I'm going to start on the bottom, and I'm going to go to the end or the beginning of this stitch. And I'm going to go in exact same hole, and I'm going to come up in the middle, okay? And I'm going to make sure this thread is down, and I'm going to pull through. So it does come up in the middle of the stitch, okay? Then I'm going to come down into the place of this stitch, okay? Exactly where I came down. I'm going to come up in the middle, okay? That isn't right. Let's start that again. I'm going to go to the middle between this stitch and this stitch, okay? And this one wasn't even either, so that makes it lots of fun. So I'm going to go down in between a stitch because it wasn't even. All right, then I'm going to come out at the end of the dark green stitch, okay? Making sure that my thread is out of the way here, and I'm going to pull through if it'll let me. There we go. All right, now I'm going to go back in where this stitch started, and I'm going to come out at the middle, okay? Very simply, making sure that this thread is up out of my way, and I'm going to pull through. All right, now we're going to go back down. We want to go down to the middle between these 2 stitches, okay? And we're going to come up at the dark green stitch. Where it comes out, we're going to go in, all right? I'm going to make sure that my thread is out of the way, and I'm going to pull through. Then I'm going to go in where this stitch started, and I'm going to come up in the middle, okay? Making sure my thread's out of the way here, and I'm going to pull through. Boom. Isn't that super cute? Okay, we go to the middle in between these two stitches. We're going to come up where the dark green ended. Okay. We're going to make sure that our thread is out of the way and pull through. Then we're going to go back down in where the dark green starts, come up in the middle, okay, making sure this is out of our way, and pull through. Okay, we go to the middle of each of those two stitches, come out where the dark green is, where it ends, okay. We're going to make sure our thread is out of the way. There we go. And we're going to pull through. Then we're going to go where the dark green starts. Come out at the middle. Making sure that our thread is staying out of the way here. And pull through. Just a couple more. I think you get the point. We go to the middle. Come up where the dark green ends. Okay. Making sure our thread's out of the way. We go in the dark where the dark green starts. Come up at the middle. Making sure our thread is out of the way. And we pull through. Isn't this fun? Go to the middle. Up where the dark green is, okay, making sure this is out of the way, and pull through. Go into the middle, where the dark green starts, coming out at the middle, making sure this is out of the way here, and pull through. Two more. In at the middle, out at the start out at the start place here. Whoop. Got to make sure that you don't leave any white fabric or you'll see it. That is out of the way. We pull through. Go back down in where the stitch would end. Come out at the middle. This is out of the way. Pull through. One more, and then I'll show you what it looks like. We go down into the middle. We come out where the green, dark green ends. Making sure this is out of the way. And pull through, and that one actually was backwards. So remember I was telling you sometimes you get them backwards? That was a backwards one. And I wish I would have caught it before I pulled through, but I didn't. So I'm going to pull that down through it. I knew it would happen eventually. I told y'all, don't hold your breath. All right, so we go down in, come out at the middle, and pull through. And it looks like I can do one more just to make it all even, Steven. And I'll be honest with you guys, I really like this stitch. Okay. Making sure it is out of the way. There we go. That's correct. All right. Last but not least, we come out at the middle and pull through. Boom. There we have it. So that's what that looks like. Now, if you made them a little bigger, you'll have a gap in there. And I'm going to show you my actual block that I've been working on. But isn't that fun? Now that's really tight, right? You can make it deeper and wider, okay? And it'll put a gap in between. And I'm going to show you what I've done on my block. It's not perfect, but it certainly is a lot of fun. And yeah, let's get to it. So there you have it. It's a double chevron with two different, it can do two different colors, two different shades of a color. You can do the same color. It's whatever floats your boat, okay? All right, so I will see you with my block in just a sec. So here is my block, and this is my favorite of the two chevrons. I just basically did a chevron with red thread, and I have these cute little silver beads on it. I thought it looked jingle belly. Is that a word? I don't know. But it was super cute, super fun. So I used the seam for a guide on the bottom, and I did do chalk lines on the top. And they aren't going near my 1/4 inch seam, so that's a bonus, right? So I wanted to show you that one. That was with the beads, a very simple one time only chevron in red with the silver beads. And then this one, I actually used, it's hard to see because it's white, but it is a crocheted like lace. Let's see if I can pull some off. Okay. And I put that down on my block, and I'm going to hide the ends with something because I'm not very good at what I'm doing. Remember, guys, I'm still learning. But what I did is I took that piece, I wrapped the ends in, and I basted it with some white thread, and I just in different places so it would stay tacked down. And then I did a dark blue, and let me see if I can make this focus a little better. I did a dark blue first, okay, and then the light blue is coming through the top, and I just made it so it went over the piece of lace. Now, other ideas behind that, I could use a thicker red ribbon. Okay, this is, I don't even know. See, this is part of that thing I inherited here. 5/8 inch wide. Okay, so you can put a wide piece down, tack it down with the same color threadish, and then do a chevron. Now this is thicker, so these chevrons will be in fact bigger. Okay, could do that. I could have done a thinner. This is, how big is this one? 1/8 of an inch. Okay, it's very, very thin ribbon. I could have used that, tacked it down again, done a chevron over it. I want to share with you guys, I found some other ribbon in that box. Look how fun this is. It's like corded, and it's got tinsel wrapped around it. Isn't that just super darling? So eventually I'll use that. I could have done something like that in there too. I've got other ideas for this, but I just wanted to share with you. This one's kind of fun too. I'm not really sure exactly what it is, and I don't see a beginning. It almost looks, there's a piece of plastic film over the top of it, but it almost looks like slits of ribbon and then some kind of metallic stuff in between it. So I don't want the glare to get to you, because there is in fact a plastic on it, and I don't know where the beginning or the end is, so I can't open it. Oh wait, hold on. Yep, we found it. Okay, there we have it. Look at that. Isn't that something? That is shiny. That'll be fun. So just want to share a couple ideas that you can do inside this chevron also. It doesn't have to be, it can be anything you want. You didn't even have to do anything. You could have just left it blank. But these are wider. If you can tell, they are wider than the other one that we practiced with. And I didn't even recognize it, but I ended up not always doing end to end. Oh, I guess I did. Yeah, I did. I know at one point I backstitched because I wasn't getting end to end, but I did. So they're not equal. But they're equal. Like the blue is definitely in between the dark blues, in between the light, or the light blues are in between the dark blues, but the light blues are longer on the top, and that's okay. And you can even not touch end to end. I just think it makes it easier to find the middle. You can do a smaller stitch in between and leave gaps. I mean, this is completely up to you, but I wanted to share because that's what we're doing here. And so that is the chevron stitch. I'll see you guys in just a sec. Okay, there we have it. The chevron stitch and stitch, right? I'm hoping that you're having as much fun as I am. This is actually a lot more enjoyable than I ever would have dreamed, because I've never liked hand stitching. So I cannot tell you, this was such a surprise to me. And it's a lot of fun. Now, if you're ever worried about being a beginner quilter and, points aren't necessarily matching up, your 1/4 inch seam is kind of goofy and blocks may be coming out a little wonky, it's all part of the process, guys. We are all beginners. We all have started somewhere, right? And as you get more skill, you will develop, a better, you'll just become better at quilting. However, when you try something new, guess what? You start over as a beginner again. I am such a beginner, and you can see all my little flaws and all my imperfections, and it's okay because we all start somewhere, okay? And I know that I'm going to get better and better as I keep going. And they're not hard. It just, to find consistency and equality, I've noticed you got to kind of have to, do it a couple times. Okay. But I want you to understand that never feel bad about where you are, what you're doing, and never let anybody make you feel that way, because we have all started in the same place, all of us, and you will get better. Just keep going. And with this type of thing, there are no rules, so you can't screw anything up, okay? Because there's no rules, just guidelines. Okay, so I wanted to let y'all know that I will be here today at 3 p.m. Eastern time, as I'm here in Virginia, and for our live Quilting and Answers live Q&A. Hope to see you there. We'll discuss. I do have a couple things planned to talk about with the chevron stitch and other stitches. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. I will also let you know, okay, so what is the plan for the next month? Okay. And I'm telling you this because something came up and I'm kind of excited about it, but it puts a little kink in our schedule. So not really, but I wanted to make you aware of what the plan is. So next week, I am going to go ahead and drop another hand stitch. I think 3 to get started is a great number. Do you have a favorite number? I have a favorite number. 3 is my favorite number, and it's my lucky number. So I'm liking the number 3. So we're going to go ahead with the 3rd stitch next week with this crazy quilt and hand embroidery. The following week is the first Wednesday of September. So we do a cherub chit chat, right? And if you have any quilts that you've been working on or have finished, don't hesitate to send them to me and let me know that I can share them, because I would super love to be able to share your work in that video or on that live stream. But I'll be coming at you from Kansas City. Why? Because I'm going to Angela Walters' fall retreat there in Liberty, Missouri. And Liberty, Missouri is right outside Kansas City, and it's actually very dear to my heart because that's actually where I met my husband in college. We attended college at William Jewell College in Liberty, Missouri. So I love going back to Liberty. And anyway, I'm attending the fall retreat there, but it doesn't start until that Friday. So the Wednesday before, the 7th of September, 2022, if you're watching the hashtag replay, I'll come at you with the Cherub Chit Chat. We are still going to plan on doing that, but I'll just be in Kansas City. You'll have a different environment. I'll make sure everything's ready to go. And if you have shared your quilts, I'll have put them in my system so they're coming with me. And we'll be able to get that done and share with all of the cherubs of the Halo community. I look forward to it. So that is the Wednesday the 7th, which is in 2 weeks. So we're doing a hand embroidery stitch. We're doing the Cherub Chit Chat. The following week, I'm going to be traveling back to Virginia. So I'm not going to do a Wednesday video. However, I'm hoping that as long as everything goes through as planned, I may not be doing a Wednesday video, but I got a certain surprise. And if it's not that Friday after, or that week sometime after the Wednesday, I'll let you know. But I'm kind of excited about it. And it's a project. It is. But I'm really excited. So hopefully, fingers crossed, schedule is done. And I'm coming at you that week, even though I'm not dropping a Wednesday video, okay? The following, we'll do some projects. I've got Christmas Wednesday starts in September. So we do one project geared towards Christmas. One in September, one in October, one in November, and 2 in December. So it starts in September. So sometime between Cherub Chit Chat And the end of September, one of the projects is your first Christmas Wednesday project. Okay? Super excited. And we've got so much stuff. So much stuff. So, I just wanted to give you a heads up on what the plan was. So, I look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday. Or at Wednesday. This is Wednesday. I look forward to seeing you at 3 for our live Q&A. Hope to see you there. I hope you're enjoying your embroidery stitching on your crazy quilt. If you've never done a chevron, or if you have, let us know how, what kind of ideas. How did you embellish them? Did you do beadwork? Are they standalones? Are they foundation stitches? What's your favorite when it comes to the chevron? But if you've never done it and you give it a try, let us know how it went for you. I don't feel like it's a hard stitch. Practicing on that cross stitch fabric, it's not really just cross stitch fabric, but the 25 count fabric really, really does help get the rhythm and understanding of the stitch. And I think it really transfers over to when you start to work with your fabric on your crazy quilt. So let me know how that's been going too, if you've been trying that. But yeah, that's all I got for today. I'll see you at 3. And I'll see you next week with another stitch. Yes. Last one for just a little bit. And yeah, we're going to go from there. So all I got to say is, until next time, guys, may you all continue to be inspired, productive, ever so joyful. Never stop believing, and never stop making your dreams in quilting come true. I love y'all. Thank you all for stopping by. Happy quilting. Happy Wednesday. Whoop, whoop. See you soon.